Hi friends, my name is Jeroboam Kimtai and this is Electrical Awareness. For those that have not yet watched this channel, if it is your first time to be here, kindly subscribe, share, watch and like this channel because I know it's of good content that everybody is a consumer of it. Now, today we are going to talk about electrical matters again, and this topic is about dangerous electrical hazards in your home. A lot of people know that there are dangers of electricity, but this now is going to actually break down and try to bring things at your fingertips on what actually is dangerous, what kind of things are you supposed to avoid, and what habits are you supposed to start changing for you to be safe while you are using electricity. Now, in our previous episodes, we mentioned electrical hazards, which are electrical shocks, fall from electrical shock, electrocution, and then we have flying objects from vaporized conductors. So when you smell such things, they go and harm you inside your body. So those are electrical hazards that we mentioned last time. And so these other hazards fall in these hazards I'm saying. So there are things I'm going to tell you that you're supposed to avoid so that you don't get shocked, you don't fall down from electric shocks, so that you don't get electrocuted, and also to avoid things like vaporization from conductors of electricity. Now, the main things are those four that I have mentioned, and so these are the things are the practices that will help you to avoid those shocks. Or if you don't follow these instructions, then you will be you will you will be prone, or you will be at risk of getting such shocks and so on. Now, the following may lead to the above hazards, the hazards that I have mentioned. One is poor wiring and defective electric wires. In this case, to avoid poor wiring, you need to do the following: avoid do it yourself work, DIY. There are many due to economical challenges. Many people have begun to do this electrical work themselves. But I know because you have not studied on electrical matters, you are doing a lot of mistakes when it comes to wiring. Yeah, wiring is not just done for you to get lights and for you to power your electronics alone, but for you to avoid slow deterioration of electronic machines or some hazard or hazardous conditions that may not prevail, that you may not know. Then you need to get number two, an electrical technician or a qualified electrician. That's number one. Be very careful for you to avoid poor wiring. Now, we have this other thing, defective electric wires. Defective electric wires are always there because they may get spoiled, they may get damaged without your knowledge. And so this calls for you being alert enough and make sure that you take care of damaged wires whenever you notice them. Number two, electrical outlets in bathrooms, kitchens, and other areas where there is water must be installed at least a distance away from sources of water. Make sure you do that. Number three, all light bulbs away from flammable materials. All light bulbs are supposed to be away from flammable materials. Bulbs themselves are not hazardous unless they are kept close to flammable materials. So try as much as possible to make sure that all the lightings, even the side ones, the side bed lightings, are supposed to be away, a little distance away from your bed, because mattresses are some kind of flammable material. So flammable materials, for example, are cushions in our sitting chairs, and then we have beddings, Even curtains, these curtains on the windows and doors, avoid bulbs close to such things. Number 4, avoid heavy material on top of wires and cords. Did I say it well? Yes, avoid heavy material on top of wires and cords, or avoid covering the wires so much. One of the things and the most prevailing mistake people do is passing the cable under the carpets. If the socket is in the opposite side and you want to put electronics on the other side, for example, television, then you will be tempted a lot to pass the cable under the carpet. This means most of the people will not notice, especially newcomers in your house will not notice that you have a cable passing under the carpet. So what happens? People will step on those cables, on those cords without knowing. This will make the cable to overheat and eventually cause fires. And again, when it causes fire, for example, or some kind of sparks under there, then the carpet may catch fire, and that will lead to a lot of fatal accidents. In case of, that is now number 5, in case of electrical fires, now do not extinguish fires using water. Why? Because water, 1, is a good conductor of electricity. Number 2, water can also fuel fires so that they spread more. Why? Because water is H2O. It has hydrogen and also oxygen, and oxygen supports burning. Okay, so avoid waters. Now, what are you supposed to do? You need to use extinguishers, especially the carbon dioxide extinguishers. Carbon dioxide cannot support fires. So extinguishers of carbon dioxide in nature is good for extinguishing any electrical fires. Okay, let's go to number 6. Keep an eye on children. Children who run around everywhere. Can you keep an eye on them? And especially on electrical outlets. Suppose you have not plugged in top plugs on electrical outlets, electrical sockets, then make sure you have protected those electrical sockets by use of plastic. Children are fond of taking anything and inserting in any opening. So, for example, if a child takes a spoon, which is a good conductor, and then inserts in one of the outlets, then this child may be shocked or electrocuted. Okay, let me remind you of something about the difference between shocking and electrocution. Just by the way, shock is not as severe as electrocution. Electrocution is death caused by electric shock. So we have shocks in different stages, ranging from mild shocks to electrocution. So you have it over there. Avoid children from accessing any kind of electrical outlets, so that they are safe in your house, in your home. Now, number 7, electrical appliances should not be handled with wet hands. I've been repeating this in most of the episodes. Wet hands enhances or increases the chance of you getting shocked. So you have high chances of shock or even electrocution when you have wet hands. Why? Because water is a good conductor of electricity. Now, number 8, extension cords should be carefully fixed in your house so that you avoid any kind of running around of cords. So this will help you not to trip and fall. So just as any kind of a rope can make you fall down, even electrical cables can make you fall down. So install them in a way. So the best way to do this is to pass all the cables on top of your house, run them down, and then direct to where you want to use. And avoid passing cables all over, especially across the floor. This one is quite dangerous for you. You may not be shocked, but you may trip and fall down break your hand, break your leg, and so on. So avoid passing electrical cords, electrical extension cords, these cords all over your house. Make sure by the help of an electrician, you do a neat job to avoid these cables running all over, cords running all over your house. Number 9, which is the last one, make sure that correct earthing is done in your house. We have this kind of a shock that comes from poor earthing, and eventually may shock you in your house by touching even some other materials other than electrical gadgets. For example, in one of the last episodes, I think we dealt with the earthing and bonding, where you can get that you are getting shocked by the sink, maybe your tap that is metallic, and some other material, steel doors, steel windows. So in that case, when you get such issues, it means that no earthing was done, and therefore even bonding was not done. Okay. Now bonding is the connection of earthing and these non-conductive parts in the house. Other than the electrical parts, the earthing that is done on non-conductive part, on non-electrical parts, is what we call bonding. Now that is the linking of all the the extraneous parts, all the parts that do not carry electricity with the earth wire. So that is bonding. It is very important, but people do not do it nowadays. We need to make sure that we do such. The last thing on this issue, you need to make sure that whenever you are doing anything, involve an electrician, because then those are the people who are qualified to handle any kind of a problem, or don't even wait for a problem. Those are the qualified people to do any kind of installation and wiring in your house in such a way that you will avoid any imminent danger that may come by using electricity in your house. This is my last point. Remember, we don't install electricity to cause danger to you. We install electricity for you to use and to serve you. But remember, nowadays we are getting a lot of reports of people who are hurt by dangers arising from poor electrical work, poor electrical usage, and poor handling of any equipment by electrical users. Now, make sure that you always conduct and make sure that you are in touch, or make sure that you have any kind of any contact of any electrician for you to be on a safer side in case of anything that may arise from electrical hazards. Otherwise, thank you for listening to me tonight, and thank you so much. So this is just part 1 of handling electrical dangers. I have part 2 and part 3 on electrical dangers. I know you will wait for that so much. This one, when you get this kind of a program that I'm doing, just remember to share with other people and watch till the end. This is helping. A few that I've watched have been helped, and they are doing the right thing just because they are getting more aware of electrical things. And so, can you join in and also inform another person by sharing and proposing this? Apart from that, I am an electrician also. The number will be running down there, 0713 886833, or +254 713 886833. That is my contact number. Another number is 0726 733 474, +254 726 733 474. My name is Jeroboam Kimtai. Contact me, call me, give me that contract to install electricity, and also call me for consultancy purposes. I'll be glad to help you even on phone to correct some issues away from me, or you can call me to come and help you correct at an affordable price. Thank you once more, and I will not forget to say that God and the Almighty God bless you as you watch this channel. Thank you so much.